Hey guys, Cerebral Tackle back. I've got the hat on, so you know what that means. Story time. Please take a quick sec to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Let's get this party started with another story. Well, today I'm going to be telling you the story about how a hotel employee was an idiot, helped cost me a tournament. It's been several years ago now, and now I can laugh at it. At the time, yours truly was not laughing. It was a year-end championship tournament, meaning I had worked all year to qualify for this particular tournament. And the tournament was going to be held on a power plant lake. And the power hadn't been generating, meaning that all these fish that were used to a nice tropical winter weren't. They were freezing their butts off. I don't know if you've ever fished a power plant lake that had the power generation shut off during the winter. But fish that are used to that do not respond well. They go into lockjaw. They think a nuclear winter has occurred, and they no likey. Like I've said before, I'm a finesse fisherman. That's my game. This tournament was sitting up perfectly in my wheelhouse. All the power fishermen that were used to those kind of pre-spawn chatterbaits, lipless, just shallow crankbaits, just burning and turning down through there. To get those fish weren't biting. Those fish wanted no part of it because they had icicles hanging off their butts. To do well in this tournament was going to take a finesse touch, a drop shot, a succulent shaky head, a Ned rig. Something fished nice and methodical to coax them out of their doldrums and get them to bite, reassuring them that even though the nuclear winter was occurring, they could chompy chomp on yours truly little bait. So here I was, hanging in there. We had talked to other boats. They hadn't been doing well. A lot of people were hitting zeros. I was hanging in there. I was staying focused. I was throwing my finesse baits, knowing that sooner or later, I'd get a couple bites. And it only took a couple bites to win this thing. So I was pumped, and I was in the zone. Until the most screwed up thing happened. I get a call out of nowhere, and I don't recognize the number, but it looks local. I'm thinking, well, I told my wife to go ahead and call back to the hotel we had checked out of that morning and get us another day because I didn't want to drive back. And I thought maybe it's them confirming or who knows. I answer the phone, and I hear, "Are you Mr. Cerebral Tackle?" "Yes, sir, I am." "I'm Detective such and such with the such and such police department. Is there any way you can come and speak with me right now?" "What?" I informed the nice detective that I was in the middle of something, a championship tournament, and I would like some information on exactly what it was he needed to speak with yours truly about. He proceeds to inform me that housekeeping, going through our room, getting it ready for the next guest, which was going to end up being us anyway, had found something suspicious, and he would like to speak with me. For the life of me, I could not figure out what the hell it was he was talking about. So I asked him, "May I ask what this was that they found that they're so concerned with?" "Yes, sir. We found a large white Ziploc baggie with some powdery substance inside." "Are you kidding me?" Immediately upon him saying this, I knew exactly what he was talking about. My wife and I even had about a 2-second back and forth question about it that morning. She had went to throw a white Ziploc bag in the trash can. Right beside it, it fell between it and the wall, and she goes, "I need to pick that up." We were in a hurry. I said, "We got to get the hell out of here. Let's just go leave it." I didn't realize it was going to cause this much of a stir, or trust me, I'd have had her pick it up and toss it. Because what it was completely freaking harmless. Like I said, it was a championship tournament at the end of the year. End of the year meaning December. So I asked the fine detective, "What time of year is it?" "It's December." "What holiday is in December?" "Well, Christmas." What do people do for Christmas? Not sure what you mean. See, we don't have a lot of money. My wife loves to bake, so she was baking goodies to put in friends' gift bags, as for friends and family, as a little token of our love for them. She had tried out a new recipe this year. And by trying out, I mean taking a few of them on the road with us to try out to see if they were worthy of putting in the gift bags. Well, I deemed them pretty worthy. So much so, she and I teamed together to finish the whole damn bag. What was this white, powdery substance treat, you might ask? You all ever heard of like a Danish wedding cookie? You know, the shortbread cookies with the powdered sugar on them? My wife had found a mix. Hell, she had sent me to the store to buy it. I still had the freaking receipts. We were trying them out, and you know what? They were good, and they were worthy enough, and yeah, we made them for friends. That's all that was in this bag. So now that I realize what's going on, it goes from being scared of why is this detective calling me to seeing red, pissed the off. I proceed to light into this guy. Not so much to get me arrested, but I'm sure I was tiptoeing across the line. I said, dude, my wife's making Christmas freaking cookies. You know, Danish wedding cookies, shortbread, powdered sugar, white, powdery freaking substance. And I said, who the hell found this anyway? Well, some gentleman that was doing housekeeping. Really? Has this gentleman, like 45 years of age, never freaking seen powdered sugar? Does he not know what the hell it is? Is he so... I mean, I know I'm naive about drugs, but holy hell. Dude doesn't know powdered sugar? Dude never baked a day in his life? Did his mama freaking neglect him? Anyway, I am pissed. It's at this point I realize, I'm talking to this guy on speakerphone. I look up. My tournament partner, is he enraged and on my side? He's laughing his ass off. He thinks it's the funniest freaking thing he ever heard. Later, can I laugh? Can I laugh now? Yeah. Then was I laughing? I was ready for him to accidentally fall in the water. To add insult to injury, I looked up and a handful of the boats from the tournament were kind of around us within earshot. You know how voices carry over the water? Everybody's doing their best not to fall in the water laughing. Everybody's hearing this. They're seeing how pissed I'm getting. They think it's freaking hysterical. They know me. They know I'm not Pablo freaking Escobar, right? Anyway, I mean, we're talking a gallon bag. What the hell? So the conversation ends with the detective of, well, just because the call was made, I got to run it through a field test, and I'll call you. I'm like, yeah, run it through your freaking field test. Little did I know that a false positive rate was a thing with field test. I just trusted the science. I don't care. But he ran it through his field test. And lo and behold, I got a call back later saying, yes, it tested negative. He smelled the bag. He could tell it was powdered sugar. We had nothing to worry about. Then why not start off with that? Why not test it before giving me a call? Why not? I mean, come on now. We were regulars at that hotel. They knew better. Well, they should have. The management staff that's normally there that knows us wasn't there. This guy was just some yahoo on the housekeeping staff that was there that day that demanded, somebody make a call to the police. It was a thing. It was a freaking thing. But anyway, all's well that ends well. Except for they were in my head so damn much, I couldn't set the hook. I was seeing red. I was livid. I was so pissed. I qualified, worked hard all year long to get into this tournament. And then what happens? Some housekeeper takes a dump on me by thinking I've got, the little snort in a gallon bag in the hotel room. Now, like I said, we were ready to stay an extra night. Yeah, it didn't freaking happen. I called them, told them where they could stick their reservation. I demanded to speak with the ownership group. And when I got to the ownership group, I lit them up like a Christmas tree. Our next tournament back was obviously paid for. 3-day stay, that was the least they could do. And, let's just say I made sure the local community knew that their housekeeping staff didn't know the difference between Pablo Escobar's nose candy and a Danish wedding cookie. Who knew? Anyway, that really got in my head and it screwed my whole tournament. And it was a day where I could have really shined too. But it is what it is. I mean, I've never done any illegal drug a day in my life. And it was kind of a kick in the groin, you know. Like I said, not that I fault anybody who has. Everybody has their own life circumstances. Things happen. But that wasn't me. And I've always steered clear of it. So to get accused of it and it not be a practical joke, I was fairly pissed. So anyway, that's the story of how a housekeeping dude squatted over the head of a tournament. And man, boy, you know, I can laugh about it now. Now it's funny. Now I tell the story quite regularly. But then, I was pretty pissed. The funniest thing that came out of it was the detective trying to lighten the mood. After he did his field test, after he sniffed the bag, realized, no, it's powdered sugar, he said, those smelled kind of good. Do you think your wife can make some for me? I informed him that after that tournament performance, he was on the naughty list. If he wanted cookies, he was going to have to wait till next year. Until then, it was a lump of coal for his ass. As for the housekeeping staff, I can be a bit of a vengeful smartass. Sent them some cookies and labeled them for everyone but, and then gave the gentleman's name. Because his name was on the police report. And you bet your ass I had a copy of that police report. So I wanted to make sure that everybody else got a taste of some nice little nose candy Pablo Escobar cookies. And then Mr. I don't know the difference between a bag of powdered freaking sugar and didn't get any. So that was that. We returned a couple tournaments later, used our 3 free day stay. The management that was used to us was nice and friendly and everything was back to normal. But that dude, man, I don't know whether there was some kind of beef or whatever, he didn't like me, or if he was just that stupid. But either way, it was a whole deal. But it is what it is, right? Sometimes you win tournaments and sometimes you're accused of slinging drugs. Well, folks, that concludes today's little story. So I appreciate you staying on, watching, like, share, subscribe. Let's keep it going. And I'll try to bring you some more stories. I hope you guys are enjoying them. One of the most beautiful things to me about our sport is getting to tell stories. And I've got a lot over all my years of fishing. I've been fishing for over 40 years now. So I've stacked up a few. And I hope to share them with you guys. So I appreciate y'all being here. And you know it. Till next time, go out there, keep it wet.